Hola a todos. In this video, I will go through the faculty pre-departure orientation for Intermediate Spanish in Valencia, which is going to leave on June 2nd and come back on July 6th. Vamos a empezar con introducciones. Aquí estoy con mi familia en Toledo, España. No es una fotografía nueva. De hecho, es el primer viaje de study abroad que hice nunca, that I ever made. Aquí mi familia y yo estamos en la primera actividad del grupo. Y de hecho mi cosa favorita es viajar. Me encanta viajar y aprendí español viajando por el mundo hispanohablante. Y conozco Chile, Ecuador, toda Centroamérica. Conozco más o menos bien México porque trabajé allí. Y conozco más o menos bien España por mi viaje de study abroad. Otros intereses míos son hacer ejercicio y me gusta bailar en casa y correr. Y también me gusta mucho cocinar. Soy el cocinero de la familia. Bueno, these are the questions, more like the statements that everybody made when they were doing introductions at or orientation. So you might think about what you would say there if you were there in person. Tu nombre, unos datos personales, es decir, qué estudias, pasatiempos e intereses, etcétera, etcétera. Luego, lo que, what, más quieres hacer o ver en España. So what you want to do or see most in Spain. Okay, so while we won't be sharing this with one another, you might think about what you would have said had you attended the in-person orientation. Bueno, vamos a continuar. Here's my contact info. And I am the 24/7 safety contact. And I have another phone number that I'll be giving you for AIP. They have a 24/7 hotline as well. And we'll also be working with Miguel Angel Legazpi, and he is the travel agent for the school. Here's his contact info, and you can contact him through WhatsApp for any inquiries. And so what I would like you to do right now, stop the video and pause it and send me a text message with your first and last names. Now this is the first task that I mentioned in my email, so I know that you've completed this video and taken a look at everything, okay? So pause right now to send me a text message with your first and last names. I'm going to add you to my contacts, and if you don't have WhatsApp downloaded already, please do so, and I will add you to the WhatsApp group, and the group name is Valencia 2024. And we use WhatsApp to, Miguel Angel will use it to send out announcements, I will as well, and just to keep track of the group. Let's talk about departure on Sunday, June 2nd. So if you're taking the group flight, Iberia 6148, check in with me at the gate prior to departure from DFW. And our flight will arrive at Terminal 4S in Barajas Airport, and the connecting flight departs from Terminal T4. Wait at the area just outside the jet bridge after exiting the plane in Madrid, and the group will meet there and continue to the connecting flight together. Your baggage will be routed to our final destination, unless you've done something weird like buy two flights with two separate codes, and you can check with me if you're worried about that. But your baggage should be routed to our final destination, and we'll have to pass through Passport Control Madrid and then Customs in Valencia. This is where we'll arrive in Terminal 4S, and then we need to get to Terminal T4 here to make our connecting flight to Valencia. This is a underground rail, and it takes about 3 minutes, and there's a train every 5 minutes. Now, I'm still waiting for flight info from most participants, so please send that to me if you haven't. If you haven't already, send it to me. If enough are on the group flight, AIP will provide a bus from the airport to the school where families will be waiting to take students to homestay. Otherwise, AIP will arrange taxis to take participants directly to homestay from the airport. Now, if you're not on the group flight, AIP will arrange taxis from the airport or the train station, wherever you come in from, for students not on the group flight. And I'll provide details about that when I have most or all of the flight information, so do keep an eye out for that. This is arrival in Valencia, so if we were to take the bus, they'd most likely take us to the school from the airport, and then families will be waiting for us there. And then we'll introduce students to their homestay hosts, and then they'll go home with them, and homestay will begin. Now, typically, upon introduction, 2 kisses are given, 2 air kisses, 1 on each side of the face, the cheek, or whatever. Now, with the pandemic, some people quit doing that, and then they started again after the pandemic. It just depends on the person, on the individual. Maybe they prefer to shake hands, or they're still doing 2 kisses, or they skip it all together. So I would say just take your cues from the host, but do prepare, because often you're going to be introducing with 2 kisses. Okay, at this time, I would like you to read through the document. So actually pause the video and read through the document because it'll be important for the rest of the presentation. Vivir in Valencia. So I have 4 pages okay, to start off with, this is a document that AIP's made about just with tips for homestay, for safety while in Valencia, and a number of different things. And I'm sure they'll give us a copy when we arrive there. Most likely it'll be in Spanish. So I translated 4 pages of information that I thought was really important, mostly about homestay and then also about security concerns. So right now, I'd like you to pause and read through all that information. And let me know if you have any questions, which is what we did when we were in the face-to-face orientations. We just read through it together, and then I paused for any questions the student might have. So please feel free to contact me with any questions, concerns you might have at all from that document. Okay, student code of conduct. Now at this point, I would like you to pause the video again and read the code of conduct. Now, all the students had to sign this at the orientation and give it to me. So this is task number 2 that I referred to in my email. What I'd like for you to do is read through the code of conduct right now, and then either right now or when you complete the video, send me an email, and just all I need to hear from you is that I have read and understand the student code of conduct. And you can let me know if you have any questions at that point. But we'll count that as signing the document, so you don't need to physically sign it and email it to me or what have you. But as long as you email me the message that you read and understand it, that'll be enough. Okay, let's talk about academic expectations. Do note this is a study abroad program, so both are important, and class and activity tour attendance is going to be mandatory. Students are expected to speak in Spanish according to the directions of the faculty leaders, so I'll have more specific instructions on that when we get to Spain. One thing I did want to mention, though, is please watch bad language. Don't use it with me, and be mindful of surroundings when you're using it. We want to create a good impression, and I don't have any problem with bad language per se. It's just I don't like to use it or hear it from my students. Okay? Now, classes on the first day will be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's going to be on Tuesday, June 4th. Otherwise, classes are 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check the course calendar and the course syllabus for class days. It varies a little bit each week. We do have one 3-day weekend where we're not doing anything, and that might be a good time to travel if you want to do some additional travel. But all that information will be in the course syllabi when I have those posted. Those will be available on Canvas, so we should have those, let's see here, before too long. I'm thinking Canvas will be up within maybe a few weeks. It's 6 weeks until departure. I do want to note that some Connect homework assignments will be included. That's 10% of the course grade, so it won't be super extensive. I originally had a model that was going to exclude Connect, but it turns out I'm going to have to include it. What I had in place of Connect is not going to work out. So anyway, just be prepared that we are going to have some, not a lot, but some Connect assignments. So for that reason, you might want to bring a device to complete those on. There are 3 computers available at AIP, and generally I don't see anybody using them. So those are available. Or you can bring a laptop or a tablet or whatever you like to connect your, complete your Connect assignments on. Now, as far as activities in Valencia, Barcelona, and Madrid go, I'll be providing detailed itineraries prior to the end of the semester. I'm just waiting on the information from AIP, so I'll have detailed itineraries for all that. So just keep an eye out for that, and I will send them out just as soon as I get them. Conoce a Miguel Angel. I'd like to present to you Miguel Angel Legaspi. So he is the travel agent for AIP, and he's actually been working there since the year 2000. So I took this trip as a graduate student in 2003, and he was actually the guide taking our group to all the different activities we did. He's a really great guy, and he's also one of our safety contacts, and I gave his contact information out previously. You can contact him via WhatsApp if you have any questions, and we will probably meet him at the airport, I'm thinking, when we get to Valencia. Now, regarding any additional travel, if you travel independently from Valencia, just make sure to let me know prior to travel. And AIP has a travel agency in-house, and Miguel works there along with some other folks, and they can help you arrange independent travel if you'd like for free. It's just one of the things that they provide while we're there. Now, prior to leaving, it's recommended to contact your physician, the UNT Health and Wellness Center, and ACE Travel Assistance for questions about continuation of care while abroad. Now, that's only if you need it, but if you do need continuation of care while abroad, I recommend contacting those sources. It's also recommended to register your travel with the U.S. Department of State Smart Traveler Program, STEP that is, and here's the link for that. Now, that's just they will give you updates if something happens. If you're missing, it makes it easier to find you. I would say for where we're going, it's not super important, but it's not a bad idea if you'd like to take the time to do that. Here's the website for the U.S. Department of State, which has info on travel to Spain. And note that dialing 112 in Spain is the equivalent of dialing 911 in the U.S. Now, I would recommend a lot of safety tips, by the way, were given in that document that you looked at, Vivir in Valencia, living in Valencia. So again, just let me know if you have any questions about, it emphasizes a lot, looking out for pickpocketers, of which there are many. Violent crime is not common at all in Spain, and there's practically no firearms, unlike the U.S. So I actually feel much safer here, much safer there than I do in the United States. But, we do need to be aware of certain things. So I would recommend travel in a group of 3 when you're out and about, and decide on a meeting place in case you get separated. Now, here's 2 articles you might take a look at. They're not real new, but I thought they had some relevant information. This one is specifically for women traveling solo, but they did have some pretty good general tips. And this one did as well. But, a lot of that information overlaps with the information that was given in the document, Living in Valencia. So you can take a look at these. Just make sure that you know well the information in Living in Valencia. And AIP will also give us some more specific tips during their orientation the first day of classes. Okay, regarding finances while abroad, be sure to let your financial institutions know that you will be abroad. Otherwise, your card, your debit card, your credit card or whatever will most likely not work when you get there. Banks and ATMs are convenient. They're all over the place in Spain. So I'd recommend to just use ATMs to get cash instead of a currency exchange. You can't exchange currency at banks. You actually have to go to find a currency exchange place. It's kind of a hassle. So yeah, I would recommend just use ATMs if you need cash, or to simply use your credit card, which is what I do for most of the time. I usually have cash with me just in case. And there's certain instances where I do use cash, taxis, that kind of thing. But for the most part, you can use credit cards everywhere, and it's not an issue. Okay, so I'd recommend to pack light and dress conservatively. Casual is fine in Valencia in particular. People are real casual there. I mean, remember, it's right on the beach, so the guys typically wear t-shirts and shorts. And but it isn't a bad idea to be more conservative in your dress. The beaches obviously are topless, but that's the beach, and things change markedly when you're not on the beach. Okay, so it's better to be conservative, I think, in that case. Now, note that the discotheques may have a dress code, so you may want to, if you're planning on doing that kind of thing, have some dressier clothes, and maybe look into what standards they may have for that. Now, the internet is widely available. Schools, hostels, and homestay are all going to have access. Parks often have free access, for instance. Spain is 8 hours ahead of Texas. So be sure to notify your family that you've arrived in Spain on the program's start date so they're not worried about you. Here's a few articles of cultural interest. Free things to do in Valencia. Many, many things to do in Valencia. So I'd recommend to check this out and have an idea, some things you might want to see and do while you're there. Here's 32 places to visit and things to do in Valencia besides eating paella, and 8 really cool things to do in Valencia. And I thought all these articles have some pretty good suggestions as far as things to do while you're there. But there's no shortage of things to do. Okay, between now and departure day, please keep an eye out for messages from me, and I'll text or call you if I don't hear from you and I need an immediate reply, but generally I'll just be emailing for most things. But just keep an eye out for messages because there's still a number of things I'm waiting on and things I'll have to let you know about before we leave. I will make available via Canvas and or email all relevant materials for the program. So I'm talking about the syllabus, calendars, this PowerPoint, and everything else. Now, preguntas. This has been a pretty quick presentation. Just to give you an example, it actually took more like 90 minutes for the both of the orientations, actually, because it just expanded so much with, to be honest, I mean, we read through a few of the documents I'm asking you to read through, and I had a few other pieces of information that just occurred to me as I was speaking. But for the most part, it just expanded with students' questions. So please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have about this presentation, about transportation, about just anything related to the trip, and I'm happy to help you out with that. Okay, don't forget to do the 2 tasks I mentioned, to send me a text with your first and last name so I can get you added to the WhatsApp group. Don't forget to let me know that you read and understand the student code of contact, and of course be sure that you've gone through carefully the information in Vivir in Valencia, Living in Valencia. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in Spain. Nos vemos en España. Hasta luego.